Hi, I'm Dorothy Potter.
And I'm Kevin Potter.
And I'm Ralph Potter.
Kevin and I got married 10 years ago, and we always wanted to adopt, and we heard about Panhandle Services for Children, and we learned that we could foster to adopt. So we've been fostering for 4 years now. We've had the privilege of fostering 9 kids so far, 2 of which we were able to adopt. Our daughter, who was 3 days old, and she will be 4 next month, and then our son Ralph right here, and he was 14, and he's 18 now, and he's a senior. So
yeah, we always knew we wanted to adopt even before we met each other, and so having that in common was really cool. Once we got married, we knew we wanted to have kids, not right away or anything, but the more we grew together and as a marriage, we knew we wanted to help somehow, and we knew we wanted to adopt. We actually just went to a training in Texas, even though it had nothing to do with Oklahoma, just out of curiosity. We wanted to learn and know what we needed to do. And then we met a few people, and then I'm not sure how we came into contact with Panhandle Services exactly. I don't know if we sought them out or if they called us, but we went through that process as far as background checks and home checks and all that good stuff, and we're super excited to know that we were approved. And then it wasn't long after that we had 2 kids come to stay with us, and it was just really amazing knowing that we could be there for a child. And then, of course, as a foster parent, we had, our desires. We want a young child that we could help out, raise, and treat as our own. Of course, we never imagined a 14-year-old. We thought, we don't really want teenagers. My wife could share a little bit about her perspective on that.
yeah, we just decided we only wanted to go up to the age 3, and then we got a phone call saying we have a 14-year-old, and right away we're like, okay. And so he came, and we just really grew to love him, and through his ups and downs became our ups and downs, and we just really loved him and decided, hey, we don't want to give up on him. We want him to be our son, and he was looking for a forever home. And so through that, we were able to end up with a 14-year-old, and God has plans for us. We try to make our plans, but it's God, who directs our steps, and and that's something we never thought would happen. So here we were with a 3-day-old, and then she was 3 months, and Ralph came and he was 14. And now we have a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old, and it's just a blessing. And I just learned that the most important thing you can do, provide safety and basic needs for the child, but the most important thing you can do is provide love, and that unconditional love is what they need. Somebody who's going to be there no matter what, whether they get to stay forever or if it is just for a few days. They need somebody to step up and reach out and be their parent. And so the scripture we try to live by is Matthew 22:37 through 40. And it's love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And the second is to love your neighbor as yourself. And I think our whole family, that's what we strive to do, is just love those who are around us and those who need us.
With our son coming, we were like, yes, we will take this boy just for the weekend, right? Yeah, just for the weekend, And well, the weekend ran into just to the end of the week, and we're like, okay, we're good. I mean, this is great. Okay, well, how about just 2 weeks? 2 weeks longer, we'll have something going on, something set up. Well, I think it was probably the first hour we'd already decided that he didn't really need to go anywhere. But then just after getting to know him and living with him and just loving him for who he was and as a child, basically just nurturing him. After 2 weeks' time, we had already decided that he could just stay and it was not long after that we decided we wanted to roll into the adoption process. And it was really just God's divine intervention that put us together as a family. Couldn't ask for a better blessing.
Right. We asked him if he wanted to be a potter, and at that moment he wasn't sure yet. He wanted to be a part of us, but changing his name was a big deal. But I think as we all fell in love with each other, that I think he finally decided he was okay with that.
Going through the foster care system is really rough. There's a lot of abuse and stuff that goes on, and through all the hardship and everything that you go through, and always seeking and wanting to have a family, and then finally, if God provides you and allows you to get what you've always seeked for, it's just one of the best feelings that you could ever have. And I'll continue to love you guys forever, and really appreciate all that you guys do for me. And
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and our daughter, she will be 4 next week, and she is a handful, and she wasn't up for adoption for nearly 2 years that we had her, but God provided us a little girl and a little big boy is what we call him. And we couldn't be more blessed to be foster parents and foster to adopt parents.
One of the best parts about being foster to adopt and just foster parents in general is the group of friends that you grow to know, and then the people you work with Panhandle Services for Children, as well as the DHS personnel. They're always very helpful, very open to questions, open to understandings, and you're not on your own. You're not just asking for people to come to stay at your home with no resource. You have very few instances where you have to just make your own decision, because somebody's always helping you to bounce things off of them, to explain issues and troubles you maybe run into, because kids are kids. And that's the number one, I think, that we had a fear of, is how are we going to do this? How are we going to handle the situations? And Panhandle Services for Children was a great service to us. Definitely very helpful.
Right. They're just a phone call, a text, a email, a stop by away, anything we need. They were there for us, and they never left us hanging or worried. They provided material things and moral support every step of the way, and we truly appreciate that. And we recommend, if you're not a foster parent already, that the need is so great for families to step up and to take in these children and just show them your love that you have and God's love that you can offer them.
I plan on going to OPSU for 2 years for my basics and an associate's degree in tech and business, and then moving on to a 2-year Bible college at either OBU or Oral Roberts to pursue my passion in youth ministry and filming. Actually, no, it hasn't ever occurred to me that I would ever want to do something like that. Before, I literally had no plans at all for the future. I was so caught up in the present and worried about what was my next placement, what was my next meal sometimes, and sometimes you just get so consumed with that you don't even realize that you have your whole life ahead of you. You just need the right people to show you and guide you on that path to the right path.
Awesome. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm absolutely extremely happy. I don't know, it's just like a weight off your shoulders. One day you're going through the systems, and then the next day you find someone that loves you so much that they'll do anything for you, and that alone is enough to just make you smile and put a smile on your face.